Previously on Irving Renquist.
Did I mention our celebrity? Dr. Tom Augusta.
How'd you guys get Dr. Tom?
Not you too, Lonnie.
What?
You don't actually believe that tripe, do you?
It's also my right, Irving, to keep you away from my daughter.
Dottie.
Have you actually seen a ghost?
Call me tomorrow and ask me out, and then I'll tell you about my ghost.
We are in possession of some rather exciting photographic evidence, and our potential ghosts turned out to be more than we planned. I spent all this time looking for other people's ghosts, and I can't even follow through and find my sister.
Because I want you to find her. I want to see Christine again.
Hello, I'm Michael Nowens, and I'm the director of episode 4 and executive producer.
Hi, I'm Sean Colbert. I play Dr. Tom Augusta.
I'm Dave GRELCK, executive producer and writer of the series, and there are jokes all over that fridge, inside jokes. Especially the Blue Sun logo.
Ooh, Blue Sun.
So this is episode 4 and 5.
Yes, episode 4 and 5. Yeah, I remember we shot this, I think, really early one morning. And by really early, I think it was 10. And I say really early because I think we were shooting really late the night before. So
Maybe you're confused because he's still in a bathrobe and
it's
making
probably
coffee.
I think it was probably like midnight, and it was all like artificial light. I don't even remember.
Showbiz people.
Look at that! Look at that Sharon Stone shot right there. Sharon Stone shot.
Yeah.
This is Brian Will claims that he didn't know what the shot was going to look like.
I told him that his underwear was, glinting.
Actually, I never even noticed that.
I never noticed that either.
So,
and I've seen this a few times.
I just don't look there. I guess that might be it. But now that I've seen it, I'm very impressed.
It called to me, and it's the kind of thing, you've seen it, you can't unsee it.
I just wonder how you're going to, when this gets to regular commercial television, how you're going to handle that. Is there going to be a fog put over that? Or what?
Yeah,
big blue dot.
Big blue dot.
Maybe this logo can spin around there.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
It's a nice logo.
Well, thank you.
It's very crisp on this TV.
Yeah,
it
it's
does.
like a spy decoder ring.
It's like we're seeing it again for the first time. A mountain of cliches today.
Yeah, this is my house that I grew up in. Don't really live there anymore. But my
Mike,
folks do.
Mike, that's the Parker house. That's
Yes,
where
it is.
Dottie lives.
To me, it's the set of every film I've made with you guys.
Right,
So.
seriously? No. Yeah, we shot that in my parents' home.
That's my lovely niece right there, Angela.
And she's got those awesome tights on that have the texture. It was like a Spider-Man thing. It was awesome.
Yeah, she seems to have a circulation problem.
That's what I thought was going on.
Yeah, but I'm always worried about her, so maybe it's just me.
I remember in the intense schedule of this shoot, this was the very first scene we shot for episode 4 and 5. We shot episodes 4 and 5 in together as one episode, since I was directing both, and we shot them, I believe, in 5 days.
Yeah.
And I think it was a Thursday to Monday shoot, and it was a good time, and it was just like it was about halfway through the shoot, since it's halfway through the series as well. And I remember Brian.
No, these came after 6 and 7 though?
Yeah, so actually it was a little.
You were the last two before my episodes.
Yeah,
4
so
and
this
5.
this was towards the tail end then. What happened was we were shooting this, and Steve MLYNARCZYK was DPing both 4 and 5 while I was directing, and Brian was just kind of like tossed into it. He knew what we were shooting and everything, but he had forgotten who was directing. And so in the middle of the scene, we were shooting, and I'd already given him a little bit of direction. He was like, "Wait, who's directing?" And I was like, "I am." And he was like, "I'm sorry, Mike. I'm so confused. We're doing so much so quickly." So it was really funny.
You never could take direction, that's true. That's why he's looking that way when he should be. Never mind.
It's like, Brian, Focus on the coffee pot. Focus.
The coffee pot is your nemesis.
And that's what we call foreshadowing in the business, right there.
Coffee pot being the nemesis?
No, if he says anything mean, I'll push him down the stairs.
Oh yeah, that is foreshadowing. I should pay attention.
And Christmas.
You could help me.
I remember you had a very specific way of how you wanted that to look, Dave. I remember.
Yeah, I wanted them rolled in. I wanted basically Lonnie out digging through a box, throwing things at Irving.
Yeah.
But that would have been dangerous.
It would have been a little dangerous. We also wanted them to be bigger canisters.
Well, you know, you can't always get what you want.
But
Mark is so earnest in this scene.
And your
Like,
client.
you got Dr. Tom. He's so excited, which is what.
they actually have this conversation in a way twice in the series. I think I can't remember. There's this time. I'm not sure if this is the. I think this is the second time where they talk about Dr. Tom because they talk about him in the pilot, and
Yes.
so you get a hint of how excited and how much of a fan Lonnie is in the pilot episode, and then they kind of bring it back here.
I think Irving tried to forget that Lonnie actually liked this man that Irving so clearly detests.
Well, he's had a bit on his mind, to be fair. I mean, episodes 1 through, is it 3, 4? Mm-hmm. And then you shot 6 and 7 before that. So really, I mean, no wonder he never knows what time it is. Oh God, who is this big jerk? That's me.
Enter Tom Augusta.
Oh, look, Brian blew a smoke ring. Look at that.
I know. I thought that was so cool.
Never noticed that before either.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
It's a good smoke. Call me Dr. Tom.
I'd rather not.
And if you have to write it down, don't forget the H.
Oh, I won't.
Dr. Tom is one of my favorite characters because he is the prick that Irving thinks he is, but at the same time, he does do some of these things he says he's doing. I mean, he is well aware of his fake persona as opposed to the real persona that he's actually trying to help with. Right now, he's in smarmy Dr. Tom mode because Irving's giving him all this pushback, you know. But later, when we see that conversation between him and Lonnie, we really get to a glimpse of what Dr. Tom is actually like when he doesn't, when he's not faced with this immediate aggression.
And I think that's a total testament to Mark because he's so sweet. He just melts you.
Yeah.
You know, there was really nothing I had to do except react to the way he was. This guy's, I don't like him very much.
And also we have we saw Leslie Strong there for a minute, and we'll see her again. She was a character. See, we had an actress in line to play Sandra Hedges, who then dropped out of Sandra Hedges, but then felt really bad that she couldn't do that. So we wrote a new character, which is Tom Augusta's assistant, and then the day of, she dropped out of that part. So Leslie, one of our special effects coordinators, and what was production designer, was promoted to actress for this 2-episode arc, and I really loved the geeky look she chose for it. It was a lot of fun.
It didn't detract at all from the total hotness of that girl.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely.
She is so wonderful. And you know what? Watching this now, I can see all the sweat rolling down my head. It was hot.
That was a hot day.
And he's blowing cigar smoke everywhere.
Well, he's also like wearing a coat.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, I know that had to be a pain.
And it's funny because when I see this now, he is such a jerk. But I had just met Brian, and I had the best time with him. As soon as the cut and we'd wait for the setups, he was the greatest guy, and then you turn on the camera and he was such a jerk.
Well, and that's one thing about Irving Renquist is when he has his opinions about something, there is nothing going to sway those opinions short of a girl saying, oh no, you should think this way.
Yeah.
Then he'll go with it.
Yeah, it's a total junior high school boy frame of mind that he's operating in.
Any preliminary thoughts on the house?
There's one more ghoul here than I expected.
Oh, and Brian's performance here, I love this. Just very
goofy.
Very goofy, yeah.
He's taking so much pleasure in toying with Dr. Tom and completely trying to bring him down.
For no real good reason.
Well, yeah, except for the fact that it's the competition, and he just
Yeah.
doesn't like him. There's something about him.
When-
and
and,
I love how Tom Augusta just kind of like, how he
He
just...
baits him.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, and Julia really hits it on the head. He immediately sees that this guy could come in and find Dottie's ghost and take away his, suck up points. That's my camera case right there, that really heavy one on the left.
So I'm here.
Poor Leslie.
She's up there, but we're not supposed to see each other.
Sean, I must say because I wasn't on set for a good portion of this episode because I had a lot going on that summer, and he just appears behind it. But I came the first time I was on set was when you were doing this scene here, and when you have your big blow up, I was really impressed with that. It was just
Well, that was aided by the fact that we were actually drinking real
what
coffee
you think of
and
our
a lot it.
investigation.
So the tension and the heat are increasing. I didn't realize I was doing that good.
and we shoehorn a bizarre little love story with Lonnie into this episode.
Lonnie needs to get a girl.
Lonnie needs to get a series.
Decided my
He
opinions
does.
and
He needs
ideas
a
were
spin-off
useless
series.
before you heard them. I don't understand you. A devotee of parapsychology? How can you so easily dismiss that I know something about it as well?
Yeah, that's terrified. Oh, I love that face.
But see, my wife Laura would go, that's just a Thursday night for me. So,
Stage light, I saw it. And the telltale sign of an independent film? Pictures that have been removed from the wall.
Well, actually, yeah, the reason why that picture is gone, thank you for actually bringing that up. The reason why that picture was gone was because while we were moving gear, somebody slammed into it accidentally, which happened a number of times, and the thing fell and it just wouldn't really hang anymore. And so we were like, gotta go. So we just, it was bummer that we had to take it down, but we had to.
With our bizarre schedule, we were always shooting day for night or night for day out that window. I don't think we shot a single scene, or maybe one or two in the entire series where it actually took place at the time that we were shooting it at.
Yeah, that's true.
But we were constantly hanging something on the window or putting lights out there and all that.
Well, I actually got on the set at night because we started actually chronologically with my shooting, and everybody else there was so jet lagged. You guys must have been locked in that house.
This is the
About
retake.
72
This is
hours.
the retake after my week, my
that's
8-day
right. This
week
is
of
the last
shooting
day now.
my episodes. I came here and after our
Yeah,
rap
actually,
party.
I actually didn't. I wasn't here for this.
And
I
this was
remember.
the day where I was sitting on the floor trying to even comprehend what we were doing because I was so exhausted from shooting the other ones, and I made Steve
Coulter
come
was
and
doing the
direct.
lights, yeah.
And so we got this after we had completed everything else.
I remember being so happy with the scene when I did see it, because I actually hadn't seen it to put it into the episode. I saw it when I was starting to piece together the trailer with Steve for the whole series, and that's why we featured like two different sections of this scene in the trailer, because I just think it came out so fantastic.
This was actually the hardest part for me because I have a lot of uninterrupted mumbo jumbo dialogue to do.
This is
as
Dr.
the-
Tom's
as the
monologue,
TV
yes.
psychic. But notice that I have 2 camera people focused on me. And it was double the pressure.
Well, the thing is, I know where the tape of Lonnie digging the hole is, but I don't know where that tape is. I'd be interested in seeing Leslie's version of that scene. That'd be really, because I know Lonnie's stuff is in my computer, where Lonnie's digging and doing that monologue to the camera.
I probably have it with the rest of the.
Because that's interesting. That's one of those weird little extra things, And Dr. Tom says some very, very important things about what is actually going on in the house. He's not clear about it because he doesn't know exactly what it is. But the funny thing about this episode is it's one of those where I'm giving the answers away. And because Irving rejects what Dr. Tom has to say, we immediately go against that because we're on Irving's side still at this point. So that's one of the fun things about the series is we do that a lot.
This
these
scene
basement
is
scenes.
this scene was just a pleasure to be able to direct and work with these two. These moments that they have, that Lonnie and Irving have in the series, are just priceless. And I remember talking with Brian. I think in an interview once, Brian talked about how this was just his favorite scenes to do. I think it shows too, just because they get to play.
Between this and the episode 2 basement scene, the basement scene, just a Lonnie and Brian scene.
Going back into the goddamn basement.
And yeah, it was very difficult to light these scenes because we didn't want it to be pitch black in the background, and so we did the movie blue.
No, that was his lantern.
Yep, which is movie blue.
And then and Mark
That's a
here,
giant Fresnel.
he's holding a theatrical stage light. But we thought it'd be very, very impressive that Lonnie would have something like that.
You don't see what's in his other hand. So.
One of my favorite parts of the whole runs throughout the whole series is the most unnerving parts for Irving are when this hoax that he's perpetuating for a career might actually not be a hoax at all, and he might actually have tapped into something, and then what the hell is he going to do?
Yeah.
Oh, this was so tricky. We couldn't get Angela and Sean. We couldn't get the two of you together for the longest time on the same day.
As a family feud.
Yes.
Oh no, schedule.
Oh yes, right. Whatever you want to call it.
That's the same thing,
right?
Kidding.
Some from column A, some from column B.
Because you two are together clearly for this, but I remember your entrance. There was some weird conflict where we couldn't have. No. I'm sorry. It wasn't. We had you two together. That wasn't the issue. Sorry. The issue was having
Julia.
Erica.
Yeah,
Erica there is Julia. So wow, we covered that up so well that I didn't even notice. But
we're very good.
Apparently. Erica was talking with Morgan, who played Christine in episode 3, and was also our AD, and she just stood in for that to work with Erica for that. But yeah, we couldn't get Erica and Angela together. I don't think for the whole shoot we couldn't get them together. So every time you see them in the same room, they're never actually together. So.
And I think that is one of the reasons we wound up with that extra day was because of Erica's really tough schedule for this episode.
Well, it was both Erica and Angela that their schedules didn't work because they were both working pretty much full time while doing the show.
And I really love the lighting on Dottie in that shot. Just the way all that hair,
it's nice.
I was going after a very Ghostbusters thing. I was going after the when you see Sigourney Weaver going up the steps to the museum, I believe. Yeah. And it's all the newspaper.
So we're talking Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, sorry, Ghostbusters 2 with all the newspaper flying everywhere, the garbage of New York.
It's okay, Mike. It's a box set now. Everyone just lumps it all together.
Really, it's the same movie.
It is. It's kind of the same movie.
No, but yeah. So that was the look I was going for. So.
Tell me. I don't know.
And this was our audition scene. This was one of the first scenes beyond episode 1 that was finished. I love how Irving calls him Clouseau. I think that's one of those jokes that just kind of slides by people. But that was our audition scene for both Dottie and for Dr. Tom, and that was we had to write something like that so we'd have something to audition from.
When? I think actually it was. No, the line was always an electric stove. There was something that we had to move around there. I remember, I think while we were setting up all the equipment, and we were working on something else, Mark and Brian had some time to kind of play around, and they were trying to figure out. Mark was trying to figure out how to turn the thing on in the middle of the scene. We were like, no, don't worry about it. We'll just have you cover it up. And they were like, oh, well, we spent 15 minutes trying to figure that out.
What's happening with the lights?
And this is the first real paranormal activity we see in the series, I think.
Yep.
This is where the special effects start.
Dr. Tom. Please, Julia. Donnie.
Oh, and the debut of the Alex Bang, which took me months to find one that I was happy with, and it's layered. It's a cannon shot. It's a gun shot. It's glass breaking. It's like 18 different things layered on. Look at him.
That's manly.
grab Irving's. There's no shame. There's no shame.
For the longest time when we were watching Rough Cut, every time we would watch that, I remember Dave and I would laugh because you just heard me go bang, crash. And they were like, "What's going on?" I don't, huh?
And then the debut of Alex, which I remember when you brought that special effect over to my house. I was very impressed with that. And that was a later shot. That was that same day, I think.
That was about a week or two before we actually released it on the internet.
Yeah.
That's true. That was October or something. We shot the original stuff in July or something.
And so that's our to be continued, our cliffhanger episode.
Yeah. And
You know what I love is all that chaos to me is just Jeff Green down to my right, throwing confetti at me, aiming a fan at me. He might have shot a light at me or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him.
One day, Jeff Green will watch it out.
Until I die.